almost around 70 days to prepare for 7 papers, which is simply impossible. You need to be prepared for your optional before you begin your prelims का preparation. आपके 2 पेपर 500 नंबर आपकी रैंक भी डिसाइड कर सकते हैं and they can also decide whether you are in the list or out of it. So what is the difference between you and those 1000 kids? Then they will have that shock कि किस मुसीबत में हम फंस गए, and you will have that edge on that point of time that GS4 and SA are skill based papers and skill takes time to master. This is the time that you give these papers their fair share. Hello everybody, this is Lakshay Aggarwal, All India rank 164 in UPSC CSE 2025, and today I am here to discuss why you need to be prepared for mains before you begin your prelims preparation. So let's get into it. Firstly, why do you need to be prepared for mains before you begin your prelims preparation? So the first reason is time. पहले जब हम टॉपर्स को देखा करते थे तो मेंस दिसंबर तक में हुआ करता था, दिसंबर से हुआ, फिर अक्टूबर में मेंस होना शुरू हुआ और आज अगस्त में मेंस होता है एंड यू गेट ओनली अराउंड 80 और डेज, जिसमें से 10 दिन तो आप प्रीलिम्स के रिजल्ट की एंटिसिपेशन में निकाल देते हैं. तो द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज if you defer your mains preparation after prelims is that you have the lack of time. You get almost around 70 days to prepare for 7 papers, which is simply impossible. Coming to second reason is that there are 2 papers which are not syllabus based but which are skill based, जिनको मास्टर करने के लिए आपको टाइम लगेगा. जैसा कि हमने कहा वो आपके पास होगा नहीं आफ्टर प्रीलिम्स. So for those 2 papers you will need much practice, and those 2 papers are your essay and ethics. Guys, essay is a skill based paper. आपका राइटिंग स्टाइल, आपकी आर्टिकुलेशन, आपका एग्जाम्पल इंटीग्रेशन, इन चीज़ों को मास्टर करने में, इन चीज़ों को होन करने में समय लगता है, और वो समय आप प्रीलिम्स से पहले ही दे सकते हैं, बिकॉज आफ्टर प्रीलिम्स you will be much in the quagmire of your GS, your optionals, your answer writings. So to prepare for your essay and ethics, you need to begin your preparation much before you begin your prelims ka preparation. From that on, we come to another 2 papers which require as much time and give you as much results as the other GS combined, which are your optionals. क्योंकि ऑप्शनल के अंदर आपको टेक्निकल नॉलेज चाहिए होती है, एंड दैट टेक्निकल नॉलेज उसको मास्टर करने के अंदर, उसको होन करने के लिए आपको बहुत समय लगता है. इवन दो वो आपका ग्रेजुएशन सब्जेक्ट हो सकता है, या अगर कोई नया ही सब्जेक्ट लिया है आपने अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर ग्रेजुएशन सब्जेक्ट, यू विल टेक टाइम टू ग्रास्प इट्स कॉन्सेप्ट्स, यू विल टेक टाइम टू write answers for that, you will take time to make notes for that, and for those reasons you need to be prepared for your optional before you begin your prelims preparation. So the third reason is your optional. आपके 2 पेपर 500 नंबर आपकी रैंक भी डिसाइड कर सकते हैं, and they can also decide whether you are in the list or out of it. So do not take it lightly, which you will if you defer it for after prelims. तो प्रीलिम्स से पहले ही अपने ऑप्शनल्स, अपने एसे और एथिक्स को स्ट्रॉन्ग करके जाएं, और स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं तो एटलीस्ट एसे का तो स्ट्रक्चर बना करके जाएं ही. कमिंग टू द फोर्थ पॉइंट, you need to prepare for mains before you prepare your prelims preparation, because for mains you need subject specific notes जिसके अंदर आपके PYQs भी इंटीग्रेटेड हों, आपके स्पेसिफिक एग्जाम्पल्स, आपकी केस स्टडीज, आपका डेटा इंटीग्रेटेड हो, और उन नोट्स को अक्रॉस तीनों GS एंड एथिक्स ऑल्सो बनाने में लगता है टाइम. और अगेन एज वी डिस्कस्ड, आपके पास प्रीलिम्स के बाद टाइम नहीं होगा, एंड देन यू विल रिलाई ऑन सम कंपाइलेशन जो और 1000 बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं. So what is the difference between you and those 1000 kids? So if you want to create that differentiation, if you want to create that edge over your competition, you need to prepare your notes before you begin your prelims ka preparation, and these notes should integrate all those PYQs, all those data, all those other facts which toppers usually talk about. These are your 1-page notes, right? Coming to the next part, The fifth reason why you need to be prepared for mains before prelims is because toppers do it. I was talking to All India Rank 3 of earlier years, Mr. Archit Dongre, and he told me that he had his answer writing sorted even before his prelims of next attempt began. The same was the case with Mr. Animesh Pradhan, All India Rank 2, and the same was the case with some other of my batchmates. So you need to be giving this exam your all, and you need to learn the tricks of trade from those people who have already done it. And that's one of the reasons which for which you need to be prepared for mains before you begin your prelims preparation. The sixth reason is that mains preparation also helps you in your prelims preparation. In 2026 prelims, there were some ethics questions for the first time, and the people who have already read ethics, either in earlier attempts or in their foundation, would have fared much better than the people who would have deferred their mains preparation after prelims. So to gain an edge over the other candidates, you need to have those nitty-gritties, some little concepts which you learn in mains that can help you in prelims. In science and tech, you learn your defense systems. They have direct relevance for the internal security part and the science and tech part of your GS3. Similarly, it goes for polity, it goes for AMAC. So these things will help you gain an edge in prelims preparation. So do not defer your mains after prelims because it helps in your prelims. So these are the 6 reasons due to which you need to be prepared for mains before you prepare your prelims. Now, what does preparing for mains before prelims mean? कब आप ये बोलेंगे कि आप mains के लिए prepared हैं before prelims? So you have 7 papers in your CSE mains, in which there are few papers which deserve more priority in the time before you begin your prelims, which is around December, January, wherever you wish to begin your prelims preparation. So before your December and January, these papers or these subjects should be ready on your fingertips before you begin your prelims, and that's when we will consider you ready for your mains before your prelims. The first one will be an obvious choice of GS2, because GS2 has an enormous portion of polity, which also has an enormous relevance in your prelims examination. So this is the subject which has core interlinking between prelims and mains. So it becomes a natural choice for you to prepare for your GS2 before your prelims, because again, GS2 is also a very scoring subject. You don't want to miss out on that. Secondly, we have our GS3, which should be prepared before prelims because of the simple fact that GS3 is extremely vast. You have around your 5 or 6 subjects which are getting increasingly technical in detail as the years go by in UPSC exam. So you don't want to leave GS3 for after your prelims. Third is your GS4 and essay. As I discussed earlier, that GS4 and essay are skill-based papers and skill takes time to master. इसीलिए आपको ये पेपर्स अभी से ही लिखने, अभी से ही प्रैक्टिस करने, अभी से ही इनका कंटेंट, इनका स्ट्रक्चर डेवलप करना शुरू करना चाहिए, सो दैट बाय द टाइम आप अपने मेन एग्जाम तक, अपने अगस्त तक पहुंचे, तब तक आपका एक प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर, प्रॉपर फ्लो रेडी हो जाए, सो दैट यू स्कोर गुड इन दीज एग्जाम्स. एंड these two papers have as much relevance, as much score in your final exam than the optionals. So do not miss out on them, do not ignore them, do not deprioritize them. And this is the best time to prioritize these papers, because once your prelims is done, you will be more focused on your GS 1 to 3 and your optionals. So this is the time that you give these papers their fair share. Now coming to the MVP, the most valued papers, the optionals. Optionals need to be done before you begin your prelims preparation. It is a sine qua non. it is a sin if you do not do these papers before you begin your prelims preparation. So you need to be on top of these subjects before you begin your prelims preparation, so that even if some of those subjects lag in your GS, you can recuperate by giving them the time you will allocate for these optional in between your prelims and mains. Also, you can never read your optional much. I will repeat that again. You can never read your optionals much, because these subjects expect you an expert level knowledge. So the more knowledge you have for optionals, the more answer writing you do for optionals, the merrier it is going to be. So you need to have your optionals ready before you jump to your prelims preparation. So before your December or January, whichever month you decide to begin your prelims preparation, you need to get these papers straight. We didn't talk about one paper, which is GS1, because in GS1 you have significant overlap in your prelims preparation. You have your AMAC, which you will cover in your prelims. You have your modern Indian history, which you will cover in prelims in detail. You have your geography, geomorphology, etc., etc. There is one subject which you will not study in your GS in your prelims, but you will have to study in your GS1, which is society. आपके पास वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री वगैरह भी होते हैं, बट सिंस दे डू नॉट हैव एज मच वेटेज एज सोसाइटी, आई विल ignore them for now, and you can always cover them after your prelims, because they do not take substantial amount of your time. But society does. So society needs to be prepared before you begin your prelims preparation. Prepare कैसे करना है इन सब चीज़ों को, we will discuss later on. But on a broader level, you need to prepare these subjects: your GS2, which is absolutely important, your optionals, which is sine qua non, as I said, your GS3 because it is too vast, and your GS4 and essay. And if this is looking too heavy, you can just write a few essays to understand your groove, कि आप कैसा लिख रहे हैं, आपका स्ट्रक्चर कैसा बन रहा है, आपका स्टाइल कैसा है, because some people take time to figure out their style. तो आप 3-4 essays लिख करके देख लें before your prelims. Same goes with GS4, that you write some half-length tests or some sectionals or some case studies, so that you are in the groove of writing these papers. And prelims के बाद एकदम से आपको शॉक नहीं लगता जब आप इन पेपर्स को पहली बार देखते हो, राइट? नाउ फॉर GS1 you finish your society part. बाकी these topics will be covered in your prelims, और मेन स्पेसिफिक जो भी चीज़ें पढ़नी होंगी वो हम prelims के बाद कवर कर लेंगे. So you need to do your society, your optionals, your GS2 and 3, and essay and GS4 के बारे में आपको बस स्ट्रक्चरिंग आनी चाहिए and some form of writing. Because anyway, these two papers do not have a well-defined syllabus and well-defined modus operandi in which you have to do your preparation. So you just prepare them with preparing your structuring and some answer writing, and you will be good to go. और आप बाद में prelims के बाद इनको pick up कर सकते हैं. But understand one thing, अगर आप इतना भी कर लेते हैं तो most of your competition is not even thinking about doing all this. They are just किताब पढ़ ली, एक अपने आप को satisfaction आ गया that we are preparing for UPSC, and जब prelims के बाद वो मेंस का पहला पेपर देखेंगे, पहला FLT लिखेंगे, then they will have that shock कि किस मुसीबत में हम फंस गए, and you will have that edge on that point of time कि आपने ये सारा काम, इनके notes आपने already बना के रखे हुए थे, and you will have a significant edge over those people. And this exam is all about having an edge over the other guy or girl. So, final slide. मैंने ये बता दिया कि क्यों तैयारी करनी है प्रीलिम्स की, मेंस की, प्रीलिम्स से पहले. मैंने ये बता दिया कि तैयारी कैसी लगती है, क्या क्या करना है. Now I will tell you how to prepare for mains before you begin your prelims का preparation. So the how part will be answered in 4 steps. Firstly, you will have your notes. You will prepare your notes, subject specific notes, the one-pager notes which toppers talk about. These notes then will be consolidated alongside revisions. With these revisions, you will start writing your answers. These could be half-length answers, these could be daily answer writings, these could be PYQ writing, anything. And then you will write your FLTs. And then you will reiterate this process along with some garnishing of your current affairs. This is what the basic structure looks like. Firstly, you will prepare your notes from whichever material you are studying the particular subject, particular GS from. उसके बाद आप उसको रिवाइज करेंगे, आप एक वीक में रिवाइज करें, हर रोज रिवाइज करें, whatever your frequency of revision is. There is this Ebbinghaus curve, the forgetting curve जिसको बोलते हैं, कि आपको अपना पढ़ा हुआ एक दिन में रिवाइज करना चाहिए, एक हफ्ते में रिवाइज करना चाहिए, एक महीने में रिवाइज करना चाहिए. You can learn about it on YouTube and try sticking to it. उस फ्रीक्वेंसी पे आप इसको रिवाइज करें. And when you revise your notes, they automatically get consolidated as you go around. पहली मरतबा आपके शायद नोट्स 100 पेज के होंगे, दोबारा रिवाइज करने के बाद शायद वो 80 पेज के रह जाएं. एग्जाम डे तक आते आते, ट्रस्ट मी, you will have your notes of less than 30 pages or even less than 10 pages. So you consolidate your notes, you revise your notes as you go about it. As you do 2 or 3 revisions and you gain some level of confidence, then you start writing your answers. और वो आंसर्स निखरेंगे तब जब आपके नोट्स इतने सेल्फ सफिशिएंट हों कि उन नोट्स के अंदर ही आपका इंट्रो है फॉर एनी टॉपिक. लेट्स सपोज योर टॉपिक इज इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ. So for inclusive growth, you have your introduction regarding the OECD definition of inclusive growth. You have your body regarding whatever dimensions this inclusive growth entails. You have your conclusion regarding Honorable Prime Minister's quotation of Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas. This is a standard UPSC mains answer, and in this format you will create your notes. And these notes is something which you will consolidate. These are the notes which you will revise, and these are the notes from which you will write your answers. And once you gain your skill in writing these answers, you will get the confidence to even write those FLTs in December or even in November itself, when most people are even wondering कि किताबें कौन सी पढ़नी है. Just imagine how great of an advantage that will be for you. So that is how an entire circle looks like. When you write FLTs, of course you will encounter some questions जो आपको नहीं आते हैं, या आपने उतने अच्छे से नहीं लिखे हैं, या आपके मॉडल आंसर्स के अंदर कुछ पॉइंट्स हैं जो आपके नोट्स में नहीं है. अलोंगसाइड जो आप करंट अफेयर्स पढ़ रहे हैं, जो आप अखबार पढ़ रहे हैं, उन चीज़ों को आप इंटीग्रेट करेंगे वापस अपने नोट्स के अंदर, एंड अगेन द साइकिल विल कंटिन्यू. So that was the first point, and in which how to prepare for mains before you start your prelims preparation. The first one was your notes making for the GS and the society part, which I already told you. Second would be the consolidation part, which comes from revision and iterations from your answer writing. And the third one would be your answer writing and FLTs. So for these three, so you will do these three things for the papers of GS2, GS3, GS4 and essay, and of course for your optional. Alongside society part. This is in the order of priority, and these subjects, these papers of 2 optionals are sine qua non. So that's your GS2, GS3, society part of GS1, GS4 essay, and your optionals. You prepare your notes, you consolidate them, you revise them, you write your answers for them, and then you write your FLTs for them. This is how a standard mains preparation looks like, which you need to be doing before you begin your prelims preparation. And trust me, you will have an insane edge over all your competitors, and that will be it for making your dream to find your name in the holy PDF come true. This has been a wonderful session. I hope you found something insightful from this, and thank you.